going? Listen, so their policy is you can't record in here.
You're NYPD now? You're NYPD now?
Always been. Listen,
No.
You have to leave because
Oh,
you're
I
not
know
allowed to
you.
record in here.
You want to read their policies?
Their policies that you cannot record in here.
The first
and
line.
Their staff is asking us for
I
a review,
remember you.
and I don't remember you.
I remember you.
Oh, that's nice. I hope you like me. Time to go. All right?
Why would I need to leave? I have a right to be here and I'm conducting business.
No, you're not conducting business. And the
I
thing
am.
is that you have to go through.
Read the policy. Right there. I'm handing it to you.
Told me.
Who is he?
The security guard, the head security guard said that you need to leave, and they have a right to kick you out.
Photography and photocopying policy, right? I'm going to read it to you because if you violate my rights, you can't say that you didn't know.
That's our job.
It's no negotiation. It's no.
So you could just ask anybody to leave a public building just because.
Yes.
They want you.
They
What
said
if I was-
they've gotten complaints from every staff member on every single floor that you're recording them and you're being a nuisance, and you're not allowed to do that inside
How
the
am I being a
library.
nuisance?
You have to leave.
How am I being a
You are recording them,
nuisance?
and you are not allowed to do that inside.
So
the
photography
yes
is
or
a
no?
nuisance?
Sir,
Can I speak to your supervisor, please?
They can't record in here, right? You willing to? Nope. All right.
Read this.
In the opening moments, we see a quiet library setting suddenly interrupted when an NYPD officer confronts a man for recording. The officer insists it's against policy, demanding he leave immediately. The man calmly explains he is in a public building conducting legitimate business, yet the officer refuses to investigate and simply repeats staff complaints. Despite being peaceful and not disruptive, he is quickly labeled a nuisance. This scene sets the tone for a troubling encounter where rights collide with personal feelings, revealing how easily public servants misuse policy over law.
Handheld cameras are permitted.
Listen.
First line, handheld cameras are permitted. This is their rules.
You have to.
Why?
Why? Because you are not allowed.
What crime am I committing?
You're not part of any media. You do not have prior permission to record in here. You now have to leave.
I do have permission.
Step out civilly.
I want to
or
speak
you
to your
wanna make
supervisor.
No problem. He's going to
Call
tell you
him.
the same thing.
No, he's
I'm
not.
Gonna tell you.
He's going to honor his oath to the Constitution. I don't want to deal with you because I already got you on camera.
Go ahead.
Cursing me out, so I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. I'd rather deal with somebody that I never had contact with. Because right now it seems like retaliation. You didn't investigate at all. You didn't do no investigation. You just went off of his word, right? Why are you asking me to leave a public place I have a right to
They
be?
want you to leave, so you gotta leave.
Okay, what if they wanted me to smack myself? I gotta smack myself?
No, that's different.
Right. I have a right to be here just like everybody else. I'm not being disorderly. I'm walking around peacefully recording. The public workers. Can I record you? Can I record you? So why can't I record the city workers?
They're not city workers.
They work New York. It's fun.
As tensions grow, the man attempts to reason with the officers by reading the library's own policy aloud. The document states that handheld cameras are permitted, yet the officers ignore it entirely. He expresses concern that the officers' actions appear to be retaliation due to a previous encounter. Instead of engaging in a fair investigation, the officer decides solely based on staff preference, not law. The man questions why feelings override constitutional protections, emphasizing that public buildings must remain open to all citizens regardless of staff discomfort.
They're security guards.
The public library is funded by tax
You
dollars.
record me all you want.
I can record government workers in the course of their duty. Read case law. You need to read case law because you enforce the law.
My job right now
Do
is
your
to get
job.
you out of this building.
Why? What crime did I
Because
commit?
They don't want you in here.
Why would they ask me to
You're being
leave?
disorderly. You're being
How?
a nuisance, and now you have other people watching.
How am I being a nuisance? How?
You
By simply
refusing to
recording?
leave. They asked you to stop recording.
They never
multiple
asked me to leave.
times.
They never asked me
Really?
to leave.
Because I can ask him, and he can say the opposite.
I have on camera. Have you guys ever asked me to leave since I've been here? Have you asked me to leave? Have you asked me to leave since I've been here? Nope. First thing they said when I came in the building was you could record.
Listen, you can hang out here, wait. You don't
I'm
need to
gonna wait
argue
for
it.
your
My lieutenant-
supervisor.
My lieutenant's going to be here.
Why not honor your oath? Why not protect my
I'm
rights?
honoring my oath.
I'm in a public building.
These nice men called me here, and they called us to escort you out of this building, and that's as far
Why
as I'm
would you-
concerned with
why would
today.
you escort me
We
out
don't
the
need to
building?
continue any more conversation.
You escort me out if I'm being disorderly, if I'm somewhere I'm not supposed to be, if I'm impeding
They
business.
Said they said you were not allowed to record.
Can I finish
don't
my
work for this
sentence?
building, and quite
Can I
honest-
finish?
The officers assert he must leave because staff don't want him recording, equating simple photography with disorderly conduct. The man reminds them that recording public workers is legal under established case law. He challenges the idea that discomfort equals criminal behavior. He requests a supervisor who might understand the Constitution, but the officers continue insisting that policy outweighs his rights. Even when he confirms with library employees that no one asked him to leave earlier, the officers ignore the evidence, proving their actions are based on assumptions, not facts.
My sentence.
I work with people in New York, and that's what they've asked.
Right, you work for me. You work for me.
I also work for them.
You work for me.
So you understand that, right?
And they're not exercising their rights. I am.
Yeah. No,
Peacefully.
They are peacefully asking us to escort you out.
For what crime?
You're not allowed to record in here.
He just said I was. And it says right here on their policies.
Read
their
We
policies.
actually just said you weren't allowed to record in
He
here.
doesn't know what he's talking about.
Listen, he's the head security guard as far as I'm
Read the
concerned.
policy.
And we were asked to escort you
Read
out.
their policy.
I don't need to read their policy.
So I'm not violating their policy, so why would you ask me to leave?
I abide by what the security
And I'm not
guards
breaking
say.
the law.
Listen, this is a civil matter, and
I don't want to talk to you no more because this is retaliation. You're trying to retaliate against me
Retaliate for what?
because I recorded you before. So
I don't remember you ever.
I remember you. I remember you. You work at Midtown South, right?
It's on my press bar.
Yeah, I didn't even look at that. I already know.
It's right here.
If I was somewhere I'm not supposed to be, if I was cursing people out, if I was being disorderly,
Listen, I'm just here to escort
every
you
time I
out from
talk,
the
you cut me off.
Listen, like you said, you
Me
wanna
simply
speak, then don't speak.
recording is not a disorder.
Attempting to de-escalate, the man calmly explains that he is documenting government workers, an activity fully protected under the First Amendment. He questions why his presence is being treated as disorderly when he remains quiet and respectful. The officer argues that staff discomfort is justification enough, a dangerous precedent that could apply to anything, religion, appearance, or beliefs. The man points out this exact flaw. If policy allowed discrimination, would the officers enforce it? This powerful moment highlights the deep misunderstanding officers have of constitutional rights.
It's not a disturbance.
You're being a disturbance to these people.
How?
They asked you to leave. I don't know.
Because they don't like what I'm doing? What if they didn't like my shirt? What if they didn't like my religion? You're gonna escort me out of a public building? Because this is a right. It's called freedom of religion. So if I was praying here,
I don't know what more you want me to say.
if I was praying in this library and they didn't like that I was my religion, they wanted me out because I was praying. You gonna enforce their feelings, or do I have freedom of religion?
Are you praying right now?
I wanted to.
So
I came to this library for multiple reasons. You gonna ask me to leave while I'm praying because they don't like my religion?
What is going on right here? We didn't find you praying.
I'm going to pray before I leave. I came here to conduct business.
The only way
I came here to utilize the library for its purposes.
The only way I'm leaving here right now is if my lieutenant tells me you can stay.
Why wouldn't I be able to stay? I'm not being disorderly. All I'm doing is walking around quietly recording the New York City public workers, which I have a right to do. I can record the government while you're at work.
You'll see what my lieutenant says, okay? How about that? Deal? And then
Sure, that's why I asked for him.
And if you're good to stay, then I'll leave.
The Constitution and the law says I'm
Voice. When the man states he also wishes to pray before leaving, the officer dismisses it, revealing the selective nature of their enforcement. The man again clarifies he came to conduct business, file complaints, use the library, and exercise his rights, all lawful purposes. He states he will wait for a lieutenant who might honor the Constitution. The officers show frustration, insisting policy is policy, ignoring the principle that policy cannot override constitutional law. His calm persistence contrasts sharply with their unwillingness to consider legality.
Okay. What you swore an oath to do,
No.
what does the Constitution have to do with? Does the Constitution have to do with your job? Does the Constitution have to do with your
This
job?
has nothing to do with the Constitution.
It does for me. It does for me.
Because they said you're being disorderly, and they're not comfortable with you recording
you
inside
wanna-
here, and they said that you're not allowed to record inside here. We don't
Read
have
their
to.
policies. Read it. Read the first line. Read the first bulletin.
They just gave this to me. That last bullet point says
Let me
no
see.
photographs of the staff, other researchers, or certain reading rooms may be taken.
That's what
Okay,
they're
they work for the government. There's case law that I can
doesn't
record
matter.
It
them.
That's
doesn't
part of
matter.
their policy,
That's what we're
and they
here
don't
to
wanna be
explain to you. They
recorded.
said that the staff members don't want you recording.
Okay, I'm still not committing a crime. I have a right to be in a public
And they
building.
have the right to escort you out.
Why would they do that if I'm conducting business?
But you're not anymore. They're asking you to
I
stop.
am though, because I still have to
If you
file
wanna
complaints.
stay in this- if you wanna stay in
I
this
still have to
project,
file
you have to
complaints.
stop, though.
I still have to
it's
file
not-
complaints, and I still have to do a FOIA request.
You want,
And I still want to pray before I leave.
how do you file a complaint?
On the first floor.
First. Do you want to go to first?
The confrontation escalates as the officer repeatedly states the Constitution has nothing to do with this, exposing a profound lack of understanding. The man argues that the Constitution is the highest law, superseding any building policies. He highlights blatant contradictions in their reasoning. They enforce policy while disregarding written exceptions permitting photography. The officers fail to identify any law being broken, yet continue demanding he leave. The man emphasizes that government cannot create policies violating fundamental rights, but the officers remain committed to policy over legality.
I was going there before you guys came.
Well, listen, I have no problem you filing a complaint.
If I was committing a crime, then you have a right to escort me out.
They're just
This is a
trying to
public
enforce our
building.
policy.
Yes.
This
You
is
cannot put
literally
policy
we're
over
showing
law.
this love.
You cannot put policy over law. What if the policy said no black people? You want to enforce that?
That's
You
not
can't
their
put policy over law.
That's not going to
The,
happen.
gov-
and
the
that's
government
not
can't
their
make
policy.
the government
Listen,
can't
you
make
wanna
policies
a-
that violate
you
the
wanna
law
make- you wanna
or
go
the
make a complaint
Constitution.
Right now? 'Cause we'll walk
Yeah,
down
I'm
and-
going there. You put policy over law? Since when? Fuck out of here. I recorded libraries in every 5 boroughs, all 5 boroughs. And it's not a problem because it's not against the law. You swore to protect my rights. You're supposed to come here and enforce the law, not their policy.
This floor? One more floor?
Am I being detained?
No, you're not in cuffs. No, you're not.
So I'm
You are
free.
being escorted down to the
So I'm
first
free.
floor. No, you
Am I
have
being
to leave.
detained?
You have to leave.
Am I
Being
detained for a
means-
crime?
Being detained means you're being stopped and you're under investigation.
When the lieutenant finally arrives, he listens briefly before siding with his officers, claiming staff preference alone is enough to trespass someone from public property. The man stresses he is conducting business, filing complaints, making records requests, yet the lieutenant insists these can be done outside. The lieutenant confirms that refusal to leave would result in prosecution, not for a crime, but for defying policy. This moment highlights a troubling truth. Public buildings funded by taxpayers are being treated as private spaces controlled by personal preference.
Am I being detained for a crime?
I just explained to you not being detained. You do have
All right,
to
then,
leave.
so that means I'm
Are you
free,
listening to
right?
anything she's
You're not
I feel like she's
listening.
explaining things
Am I
clear to you,
detained
and you're
for a
like
crime?
doing the runaround.
Come on.
Am I detained for a crime?
We're gonna go downstairs and you can make a complaint.
You can go wherever you want. I'm free. I'm not
We-
detained.
We are going downstairs and you can either leave or you can go make a complaint. They don't want you in here. They have a right to not have you in here. If you want to take that up civilly, go right ahead and you can make a complaint and start that process. However, their policy says right here, no.
I don't care about their policy, bro. I don't care about their policy, bro.
May be taken.
I'm not breaking the law.
That's exactly what you're doing in here.
I'm not
And
breaking
they
the
have a
law.
right to escort you out because you
No, they
are
don't.
exactly violating-
No, they don't.
You're violating the
No, they
staff
don't.
members.
I have a constitutional right to record in public. It's called the First Amendment. It's called the First Amendment.
You gotta get out.
You know what the Constitution is? The highest law of the land. You can't put a fucking library's policy over the Constitution. Are you crazy? You swore over to the Constitution. You didn't swear over to the library's policy. And if they deny me public services, I'm gonna sue them. If you violate my rights, I'm gonna sue you. You ain't swear over to the library's policy. You forgot what your oath is to? The Constitution. Smug ass. Took an oath for what? Where's your lieutenant at so I can speak to him? He probably has more pressing matters than somebody exercising their rights in a public building. Listen, what? Are you gonna honor your oath?
It is what it is. I'm
So what
honoring my
is it?
oath. They
No,
asked
it's
me
not.
to escort you out.
Let me
Right
ask you a
here,
question.
You violated their policy.
Let me
Yes
ask you
or
a
no?
question. Can you put that
Yes
policy
or
over the
no?
law?
Did you not violate their policy that's right here? Serving
What's higher, that policy or their law?
This is their right. This is their building. This is their
This is our
establishment.
building. It's the people's building.
Their establishment,
It's a
and they
people's
have a
building.
right to escort
It's
you
a
out.
public
now,
building.
I'm here to do this civilly.
I pay
and I don't wanna
taxes to
force
be in
you
this
out of here,
building.
okay? My lieutenant's pulling up. Is that him right there? No,
Well, he
that's
could
not
come
him.
find me.
That's not him. That's traffic. The white one.
You put policy over law?
In the final moments, the man asks for the officers' names and cards as he prepares to leave under threat of prosecution. He reminds them that policy cannot override the Constitution and that violating rights has consequences. The video closes with narration urging viewers to stay informed and record interactions with public officials. It emphasizes that government and police often place their egos above citizens' rights, making accountability essential. The message is clear. Know your rights, stand your ground, and always document encounters with authority.